Reform UK having emerged from the Brexit Party as a political force, right? They were originally the Brexit Party, they rebranded to Reform UK, bankrolled by Nigel Farage and Richard Tice. Nigel Farage, the majority shareholder. One of their central themes in terms of why we supported Brexit is that we should be closer to the United States. We should be closer to them. Now, of course, Nigel Farage was at the inauguration. He's good friends with Donald Trump. But what is specific to my criticism of Reform UK is that as the Brexit Party, they were central in talking about the narrative that Brexit would bring back British sovereignty. That was the thing that we would get out of leaving the European Union. Regardless about what you personally think about the European Union economically, diplomatically, politically, if your central thesis around why we should be free of Europe is so that we can just become a vassal state of the United States, be entirely at the behest of the American empire, then you're not arguing for British sovereignty, are you? You're not arguing to be an independent nation making our own decisions for ourselves. What you're asking for is a further continuation of the status quo and a further embedding of the status quo, which is that we do what the American government tells us to. We don't have an independent foreign policy. We let them dictate things like our trade policy, as we're seeing right now with regards to the tariffs and Keir Starmer and David Lammy bending over backwards to appease Trump. And so for Richard Tice and Nigel Farage to bang on about their platform as being about reclaiming British sovereignty, whilst wanting essentially to give up British sovereignty, to abdicate British sovereignty to the United States even further than it already is, because this is a consensus opinion amongst Labour and Conservative, the Britain America Project and Atlanticism more broadly, is that we believe in those special relationships, so much so we allowed George Bush to convince us to go to war for no reason, illegally, and this is only a continuation of that. But if you genuinely believe in British sovereignty, which I personally do, you have to advocate for independent foreign policy, and independent international trade policy, and independent geopolitical policy. And Richard Tice and Nigel Farage do not want these. They want Daddy Trump to be in charge of everything. Like, if you're a patriot watching this, you can't justify this. Even Nigel Farage's own constituents think that if we want to prioritise trade policy, it should be with the EU and not with the United States. And we can't just let America tell us we have to support Israel, we have to go to war with Iraq, we have to keep hold of the Chagos Islands for US strategic military capacity. You can't allow us to have our decisions be dictated to us by somebody in a different country just because we think that it's part of a quote-unquote special relationship. Because what Tyson Farage talk about is even further than a special relationship. It's not about mutual interests that they perceive. This is just about cucking out. This is what Farage and Tyson talk about. This is not muscular strongman leadership. This is a vassal state politics.